Hello everyone. As promised in the previous video that I will do the syllabus dissection of polity. In this video, I will give you the indicative list of topics and subtopics that you need to prepare for polity. Do remember it is indicative, not exhaustive. For exhaustive or thorough or complete preparation of polity, I will recommend that you should prepare under the guidance of a mentor or a guide. Right? So first you need to prepare for polity the preamble, the features, the components, the ideals, the significance, the criticism, the 42 constitutional amendment debate of whether preamble is part of constitution or not. Then you need to prepare the basic idea about schedules. You should have basic information regarding schedules. Then you need to know about making of constitution by constituent assembly, its composition, its election, its uh, role, its working, then its committees, major and minor committees, primarily the drafting committee, and so on. Then you need to know about the unionized territory, how the states are created, then the linguistic based state reorganization, whether it has benefited the country or it has certain drawbacks, how new states should be created, and so on. Then you need to know about citizenship, Article 5 to 11, Citizenship Act 1955, how citizenship could be acquired or deprived or terminated or lost, etc. Then overseas citizen of India, what rights, privileges or duties they have, this recent Citizenship Amendment Act 2019. Then fundamental rights, that's most important chapter, 12 to 32 article at least you should know. The definition of state under this chapter, the definition of law, right to equality, rule of law, reservation debate, implicit rights under article 19 or 21, then right against exploitation, the various laws under this right, or the cultural minority rights, the debate of secularism, and so on. Then you need to understand fundamental duties, all the duties under 51A, the difference between rights and duties, the significance of duties, criticism, the various commissions like Verma committee recommendations, and the new duties that should be added or how it could be better enforced. Then directive principles, Article 36 to 51, you need to remember the sources, the features of DPSP, the various directive principles in these articles, the classification, categorization, the relation between fundamental rights and fundamental duties, the various judgments, especially the Minerva Mills judgment, then important amendments, and also the significance, criticism, and the recommendations. Then for union, you need to have basic understanding for articles 52 to 73. Then you need to know about president, their qualification, the election, the removal process, the powers, functions, the veto power, the ordinance making power, the mercy power, then the relation of president with parliament, with prime minister, the council of ministers, then president activism, the president role in our political administrative system, and so on. Then for PM, you need to remember how the PM is appointed, removed, the power, the functions, on what factors the PM powers depend, the relation with President, Council of Ministers, the role in our political administrative system, the PM form of government, the ministerial form of government, and so on. For Council of Ministers, you need to remember how they are constituted, who constituted, what's the power, function, role, then different types of ministers, the large size ministerial debate, and so on. Then for Parliament, you need to be very well versed with the articles and also the role, functions of Parliament, composition of Parliament, the constitution of different houses of the Parliament, the system of election to Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, the power functions of Parliament, then the system of elections to Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, the double membership disqualification, the lapsing of bill on the dissolution of Lok Sabha, and so on. You need to know about parliamentary proceedings, the devices of parliamentary proceedings like question hour, zero hour, discussions, motions, resolutions, and so on. Then you need to know about parliamentary privileges. You need to know about anti-defection law, the lawmaking process, budget, financial bill, money bill, ordinary bill, constitutional amendment bill difference, and the difference in their passage, and so on. In judiciary, you need to know about Supreme Court, High Court, how they are constituted, what is their strength, who appoint the judges, then debate of collegium, then the power functions of High Court, Supreme Court, and also of the subordinate courts, the structure of our Indian judiciary, the criticism or limitations in the working of judiciary, and the various recommendations. The state government, that's easy because you need to focus on governor, the appointment, removal, powers, especially the discretionary powers, and the difference with his counterpart, that is president. But for chief minister and the council minister, you can skip, because chief minister and council minister role is quite similar to that of PM and council of minister of union. So if you have prepared PM and union council minister, you can skip chief minister and state council minister. Similarly, you can skip state legislature because you have prepared parliament. But do remember to prepare state legislative council, how it is created, how it is abolished, what is the role in state legislature, how the bill is passed in state legislature when there is state legislative council. That aspect you need to do. The criticism, the suggestions for improving the functioning of state legislature, etc., that you need to remember. Then UTs, the various UTs, with and without legislature, both you need to cover. With legislature, that is of Delhi, Puducherry and Jammu Kashmir, is very important. What is the special provisions for their administration, you should be very well aware of. Then 5th and schedule, 6th schedule, that's thoroughly you should prepare. And why we have introduced such schedules, what is the criticism, all these things you need to prepare. Then emergency provisions, national, state and financial emergency, all you have to prepare, how they are proclaimed, how they can be revoked, or what happens during these emergencies, what is the consequences of these emergencies, importance of national emergency or state emergency, the criticisms, the recommendations, and so on. Similarly, for center-state relation, you need to prepare administrative relation, financial relation, legislative relation between center and state. The interstate council, the zonal council, you need to prepare. Then for local government, you need to know about the different tiers or kinds of panchayats and municipalities, how they are constituted, what is the election process, what is power, what is their authority, and how the finances are being given to them, and how they are performing as of now, the importance, the criticism, the way forward, and so on. For constitutional bodies like Election Commission, UPSC, State Public Service Commission, CAG, the Joint Public Service Commission, Finance Commission, National Commission for SC, ST, etc., you need to know about their composition, their function, their removals, their powers, their importance, their criticism, and so on. Similarly, for non-constitutional bodies like National Human Rights Commission, National Commission for Women, and so on, you need to know about how they are constituted, what is their role, function, powers, how the members could be removed, the importance, the criticism, and so on. Right? For tribunals, T23A and B, you should be thoroughly well aware of how the tribunals are constituted, what are different types of tribunals, what is their difference with the regular courts, their importance, criticism, and so on. And the Amendment Act brought in by Modi government also you should be quite very well aware of. The special provisions being made for STs, backward class, minorities, Anglo-Indians, women, etc., you should be very well aware of. And last but not the least, the current affairs. Whatever topics we have indicated, we need to correlate the current affairs with it. So whatever current affair comes in news, and it is relating with the topics that I have mentioned you need to prepare it, whether it is law, whether it is policy, whether it is government scheme, or whatever it is, right? So everything you need to prepare under current affairs, which is relating to your syllabus. So again, I am repeating, the topics listing that I have done for you is indicative, not exhaustive. I will suggest you to prepare polity under some mentor or guide or teacher's guidance. Then only you will be able to prepare A to Z of the polity subject. Right? Then you will be able to prepare the subject effectively and could score the highest possible marks in both prelims and mains. So that's all for today. I wish you happy learning. Thank you very much to all of you.